Oh, fuck, I've just whacked my blister.
Oh
my
God. Talk us why you've got blisters, mate.
That's for an over 18 podcast.
Sorry, we can restrict this one.
Don't put an age restriction on like someone.
Fucking hell, Christian fucking sets that many parameters to watch your podcast. If you've watched the podcast that Christian edited, well done, because you got past an 8-step factor authentication.
It's like trying to get money from your bank over the phone.
You've got to be safe these days.
You have, haven't you?
Who's watching it?
It's like trying to get to your bank or car insurance over the phone. So what's your date of birth? Where do you live? What's your postcode? What's your shoe size?
I just like to get to know the listeners.
Yeah. So I got these blisters from digging about a ton of earth out my garden,
Where did you put that ton of earth?
Oh, I've not heard this part of the story. Is there a bit to this? Is there something illegal though?
So I live on a new build area where they're still building. So I took my ton of earth to where they're still building during nightfall.
Did you really?
Yeah. Fucking so I did. Not putting that in my car.
You'll be on this most wanted soon. Like someone's gone missing and you're in the middle of the night wheeling something out.
The funny thing was, so I did multiple trips taking all this earth to just this random wasteland area where they're building new builds. And on my final trip taking the last bit, I looked up and there's loads of security cameras.
Can you imagine if you did take it in your car, it would be like having your old Corsa again, trying to get over a speed bump?
Just in the interest of for legal rights, this is just a joke. I didn't do any of this. This didn't happen, but it might have happened a little bit.
He paid someone else to do it.
But you might want to check your CCTV if you're building it anywhere in the country.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you're building new builds near a certain place, check you've got too much earth.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get into this pod. Let's do a quick intro. All right, guys, we're back, as Bully says.
Whee.
We are back. We are in Series 4, and we're kicking off Series 4.
I said we're back.
Well, you normally say we're back
you're back.
every fucking episode.
Well, we're not back until I say we're back.
We're back.
And we're back!
We're back. It's Season 4. Thanks for sticking with us. We are moving into our 4th season of podcasts.
I've got a question.
Okay.
What is a season?
A season. So what we tend to do is we tend to do around 12 to 14 episodes per series. So this is now Series 4. But we're kicking it off with an absolute special.
A banger.
A LIV Golf special.
A money
You will notice
episode.
that we are not in our usual domain, and that's because we are actually at LIV Golf. So we've come down to LIV Golf. Me and Bullis did it last year, but this time we've brought along a comedy act with us for this one.
I made it.
So where we're at is we've done day one. Day one is in the book. So we came down yesterday and obviously did LIV day one. We're about to go to LIV day 2 in a couple of hours' time. So we'll stay tuned because we're going to do an update on day 2 as well. But yeah, let's talk about day 1. I think we should start with Christian because obviously it's Christian's virgin behaviour. Right. So Christian, I'm interested to get your thoughts on
talk us through your virgin behaviour.
your peaks and troughs of day 1 of LIV.
Right. Okay. So my peak is fist bumping Cam Smith.
I mean,
and that is on TikTok.
We will overlay the famous fist bump.
I couldn't hide my joy with that.
It is also on our TikTok channel. Follow us on TikTok.
And I said this to you boys yesterday. I don't actually really know how or why I got into following Cam and like him as a golfer.
I love that you're on first name terms with him, Cam.
Yeah, big C. Look, some of it is because on the scoreboard it says C. Smith, so that obviously drew me to it.
Why?
No reason. But yeah, we was walking back when we was on our way out, and Cam was teeing off on the first, wasn't he?
Cam,
as part of his part of the shotgun. And I just saw the opportunity to go down to the gate where there was no one there. He was walking past, fist bump, walk out. It was just like it was meant to be, wasn't it?
And you turned around,
and I was pretty joyful, wasn't I?
Pretty joyful is an understatement of the year.
Can I just say, so we'll show the video on this because we'll capture the moment that he turned around with absolute joy in his face like he was a kid at Christmas. But for me, it was 50-50 for me because I'm sort of proud you went and did it and got the famous fist bump that's now in folklore. But the other 50% of me really wanted you to get pied.
Yeah, and I knew that, and I was prepared to go for it. Still,
I like it. He rolled the dice.
Yeah. No, I'm more 70-30.
Okay, what 70? You wanted 70% wanted him to get pied.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. I'd want the same. So that was a peak, but my kind of, because obviously it's the first time I've been to LIV. I'm newer to golf than you boys, and I quite like the PGA format. I like the sort of the class around it and how it's laid out, how it's formatted. One of the things that I really liked about LIV was the shotgun start.
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely a way forward. Not having to wait 4 hours for someone to tee off.
Yeah.
And knowing what the score is of other people that have teed off earlier. I think that is a great format. I'm not a fan of the loud, colourful
music on every
Yeah,
hole.
the American style that it is. The team
the team
names.
thing's cringy as fuck.
Yeah, the gear is just a bit...
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But the shotgun start stuff is amazing.
We said this on the course about shotgun start. I'll come to you in a minute, Bull. So the good thing about shotgun start is if it's the Open like it was last week, where people were teeing off at 7 a.m. and there were other people not teeing off till 4:30, right? If you're on the wrong side of the draw with the weather, you're out of it already because they might have got sun in the morning and you're in 40-mile-an-hour winds in the afternoon. Not only that, but if you're going out at 3 p.m, right, and someone that went out at 7 a.m. and shot 7-8 under, you're going out thinking you have to force the issue because whereas
different mentality.
all going out at the same time, you're all starting level on the leaderboard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's much more like a fair playing field.
Not only that with the Open, if you're starting early on day one, you're starting later on day two. So if you're starting later on day one, you're doing late early, and you're still on the wrong side of the draw, so it's a massive disadvantage.
It's a massive... So I'm a Rory McIlroy dick rider, I know, right? But at the Open...
Virgin behaviour.
Don't you think he seems more aggressive this morning?
He's on it, isn't he?
Well, I took some heavy codeine when I woke up, so...
So it's kicking him.
So I'm pretty much fucked right now.
Enjoy the ride, folks.
Yeah. Also, if you're under 18, don't take codeine. Well, take a little bit. So, right... I'm a Rory McIlroy dick rider, but at the Open, right, he went out early in the morning, day one. That's when the bad weather was.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon on day two, that's when the bad weather was.
So he was out, wasn't
Shane Lowry got on the good side of the weather on both day one and day two before the cut. And it's a massive advantage.
So what you're trying to say is Rory McIlroy would have won the Open if he was on the right side?
No, because he's not good enough putter. We've been through this. He's not good enough putter to win a major. Anyway, fuck the PGA Tour. That's not what we're about. We're all about LIV Golf, right? So, Bull, peaks and troughs on day one.
I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the whole thing. JCB is such a lovely course.
What a course.
Really, it's hilly as fuck.
Because we got around most of it, didn't we, on the first day? There was a few holes we didn't get around. I think we walked a fair distance, didn't we?
We didn't really get round 4 to 10, but we got around the first 3 and got around the back 9 pretty much. But yeah, it was great. 15,000 people were there on day one.
Yeah.
There's going to be more on day 2 and day 3 on the Sunday. But yeah, great course, great atmosphere. A lot more to do as well if you go. A lot more games and stuff for different people. Heckling someone to give sunglasses back was a massive highlight.
We'll tell them about that in a minute.
A fucking trough. I got robbed.
You cheated, mate.
No, I got robbed.
Right, let me explain. There was a putting contest in the fan zone, okay? Really long putt.
And I knocked it in.
Over London Bridge, down through Stonehenge into the hole, right?
And I knocked it in.
You get one opportunity.
And I knocked it in.
One shot.
First one, he didn't even get it over London Bridge.
No.
So the girl, pity.
Out
of pity,
it was pity.
We normally give the children 2 goes.
Yeah.
We'll give Bullis a second
Clearly,
go.
clearly you're out for a day out.
No.
Before you have to go home, we'll give you another go.
Took his padded helmet off. Can that go in?
Let's get this right.
Let's
get this right. There was a guy who was before me, who was before all of us. He got 2 goes and he knocked it in on the second go. Did he not?
He did.
And did he get sunglasses?
He did.
Yeah, but we bullied him with an inch of his life.
Don't get me wrong. We heckled with another lady as well who was old, probably old enough to be our grandma.
She was funny.
She was funny as fuck, and she was heckling as well.
She called him Patrick Reed for cheating.
I love you, Patrick. No, I don't. I fucking hate you.
Yeah,
anyway,
hates Patrick Reed.
So I knocked it in on the second go.
Yeah.
And I didn't get... Where were my sunglasses?
Well, you wrong opportunity because the girl had already realised she fucked up by giving the glasses.
She didn't know what to do, did she?
And then when you did it, she was like, I can't.
Yeah,
I just can't.
Bless her.
And in fairness, I locked eyes on her when he hauled his second putt, and I pointed in her face and was like, do not give him a pair of sunglasses. And she was like, I can't. He was fuming. The good thing about Bullis was he took it really well. He just had a row in the middle of the fan zone with her.
He pretty much
in front of everyone.
Knocked her out the golf club.
No, in fairness.
And then he started to he went, if you give him to me, I'll give him to a kid. Would you fucking give him to a kid?
Yeah.
I'd give him to you.
So I think you're absolutely right. So compared to when we went to Centurion last year, the fan zone, there's loads more to do in the fan zone.
There's loads more like beer tents and there's loads more food outlets and everything. Everything about it is just bigger.
The biggest difference, and it must be because they've got more space at JCB, is there are loads more grandstands. Like at Centurion last year, there was like 2 grandstands, and we was
loads there,
and there was only like 1 scoreboard at Centurion, wasn't it? But this year,
everywhere
they've gone big.
Let's talk about the party hall.
I mean, I was just going to say that. So today, the plan is we're going to spend a good couple of hours at the party hall. So the party hall's the 14th par 3, and they've created. We'll take some shots of it today and we'll put it on the pod. They've made like a stadium hall, haven't they? So they've wrapped stands around the entire hall, you know, like they do at the Waste Management in Phoenix. And the atmosphere on that hall is class.
Amazing, wasn't it?
So we've got to get in there nice and early because it'll fill up quick.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the party hall.
It's 8:45. We're going to leave in a minute. and stand outside the gate.
Yeah. So
a lot of people might not know about in terms of the format of LIV, and so their slogan is golf but louder.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So there are some holes where it is quiet in terms of teeing off, but there's some holes where there's massive speakers and there's music blaring out, and it's just a bit wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we had a discussion yesterday. I wonder, like, in terms of the players, how that impacts them, if it impacts them at all. It didn't look like it did.
I don't think it does.
I mean, you look at the leaderboard, and John Rahm finished on -8 in the end, didn't he? So it clearly didn't affect his game.
No.
But we also question whether the passion's there from the players, don't we? Because it feels a bit flat. Like when you're watching a PGA, or watching a major, everyone's really excited about everything they do and the whole lot of putt. But it's all a bit subdued, wasn't it? Sometimes, like the get a birdie or something like that, and it'd be like, cheers, and walk off to next.
It's that undertone that we're not really playing for anything.
Yeah, but
it's an exhibition, innit?
Is that the British fans, though? The British fans are more reserved than if you go to America.
There is that.
Yeah.
And none of us have been to a European Tour event or a PGA Tour event. It might be flat when you're watching it live there.
To be fair, TV, when you're watching TV, coverage builds it up massive, doesn't it?
We said that. We watched some highlights last night when we got back. And it does look more theatre on the television compared to when you're out on the course, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it does seem a bit more low key, but I mean the atmosphere is good. I mean, based on last year, the Saturday was much busier. Obviously, people are just coming down for the day on the Saturday.
Expecting to be busier today, aren't we?
And we're expecting it'll get livelier because obviously there'll be more people drinking all day and stuff. So it will be a lively atmosphere today. But you're right, you can't get away from the fact that it's a bit of a jaunt for these players. No cut. Absolute last place still gets £50,000. You know, the winner gets 4 million. It's just there's no prestige attached to it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even like, I mean, it sounds really daft, but we were talking about the sponsorships when we walked up, and obviously PGA sponsored by Rolex, and it's really sort of like high prestige,
middle class.
We got there. What were they sponsored by?
JCB.
Obviously JCB was sponsored.
Coolio tires and
sort of low
mid brands.
Mid brands.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's got a lot.
When you think about it,
to build, hasn't it?
LIV's only been in existence for what, 3 years?
3 years.
If you think though, what we was saying as we was walking up, it's the absence of. So there's no tailor-made truck. There's no Titleist truck there. There's no huge golf brands. You know, it's very much its own entity in terms of sponsorship, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's because they've got no interest in making a profit. It's just a golf tournament.
There was an Aston Martin F1 car.
Yeah, and they're bigger than we think, aren't they? We all got to it, didn't we? And thought that is huge.
Yeah.
But going back to the branding and stuff like that, that's possibly why it is fair. Because what did we pay? About 75 quid for all 3 days, didn't we?
Yeah.
On Early Bird. I mean, that is an absolute steal to watch some of the class players that are there.
Yeah.
So we can, if they start getting branded by your bigger brands, then that price is going to hike up. So I quite like what it is. Do you know what I mean? Because it means it's affordable to get there.
This is what I'm saying. So people that are like purists are like, fucking hell, you're going to LIV like it's bullshit and all this lot, right? Other than the Open, I said this before, other than the Open, right, you will not get this level of collection of professional golf players in the UK for 75 quid for 3 days, right?
Yeah.
But you're getting Bryson DeChambeau, major champion. Brooks Koepka, 5-time major champion. Dustin Johnson,
Patrick
John
Reed.
Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton.
Cameron
These
Smith.
are top 25 players in the world if they were all in the rankings.
Well, Bubba Watson, 2-time Masters champion.
Yeah, they're like and Mickelson, and they're all nostalgic. But I'm talking like if you put them all back into the world rankings,
they'd still be there, wouldn't they?
Cam Smith, Hatton, Rahm, Koepka, all them, DeChambeau, they'd all be in the top 20 in the world.
Anthony Kim.
So you're watching the very best players in the world for barely no money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an absolute bargain.
It's well worth going. Whether you believe in the LIV brand or the format or whatever, it's worth going just for the...
Well, we said that, didn't we? Like, before we came to LIV, we don't know who won this year, who's done anything on LIV. We don't watch it on YouTube. But it's just purely we've come for the spectacle, haven't we?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the point. A lot of the fans don't really care who won. They just want to see good golf. They want to see good golfers that you're not going to see, and you can get up close and personal with them because you see a lot of them. We saw it last year. We haven't seen it so much this year. If we get there early enough, we probably will. Where you'll see it, and they're just walking through. They're walking through. They're going to the buggies to get to the holes, and it's so much more accessible than it is if you look at a PGA Tour event or if you look at a R&A event.
It's set up really well. So I'm interested because obviously we asked you this on the previous pod before you came. So you'd never actually seen a professional golfer hit a shot live. What was your takeaway from seeing professional golfers play golf?
The speed that the ball flies is unbelievable. I don't think you can comprehend on the TV just how fast that ball flies past you.
Yeah, it's the sound as well.
The sound, you can bet. How many times do we go, I can't even see where that's gone?
Yeah.
Because you lose it in the air because it's that fast and you have to turn really quickly. So that is a massive takeaway. And just how long, I know obviously you get the yardage on TV, and when they're driving it like over 300 yards, but when you actually see it in person, it is fucking huge, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what's wild, right? So we'll play golf and we'll be like, oh, I've just hit that drive 220 or whatever, right? But that par 5 dogleg left around the corner, the third hole, right? They were all just cutting the corner.
That was 630.
And Bryson was taking a 3-wood so he didn't run out of fairway.
Yeah.
It's
and he
wild
absolutely
how
smoked
far
it, didn't he?
He's hitting his 3-wood 300 yards.
If not more.
And people can't comprehend what 300 yards is until you see it in real life.
Exactly.
It's wild.
And we were plotting it as we was going around. It was like, what would we use here? Like, what would our approach be? And it's,
And your answer was a 7-iron or a 60-degree wedge?
My answer was 60-degree wedge every single time.
The course is absolutely immaculate, by the way.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's a course that the public are not allowed to play because the course is immaculate. Also, watching the pros put on these greens, they're barely tickling putts.
Oh, God,
And they're going miles. They're electric quick.
Yeah.
And this is what's mad. That I know we got perfect weather conditions yesterday. The course is hard. And they're gonna get good conditions today and Sunday looking at the forecast. But to play on a course like that and for John Rahm to shoot 8 under is wild because the course looked solid.
Yeah.
Well, the 9 holes that we've seen.
It's long as well.
Nothing was flat, was it?
No.
Nothing was flat from tee to green.
No.
It was just...
Exactly. Question then. So we had a little bit about this yesterday and we all disagreed. So looking at Centurion yesterday, let's assume you got the conditions that they got yesterday.
JCB.
Sorry, JCB. You got the conditions that they got yesterday. Sunny, no wind. What are you going round JCB in yesterday?
I still firmly believe I'd go under 150.
So you break 150.
I reckon I'd break 150. I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Why do you think he wouldn't break 150?
What did you rate Skidby the other week?
114.
How are you going to break how are you going to be 36 shots worse off from the back?
36 a lot.
From the backs at JCB.
It's an extra 2 shots a hole. Mind you, he had some shockers at Skippy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I can only go off the last round.
But I can outdrive both of you, so I'll just from the backs I'll be further up than you guys.
Right, can we just clarify this? If Christian could drive straight, he would outdrive both of us. But the last 90 yards of his drive is heading right anyway. So he loses the yardage going right or left.
At Skidby the other week,
you were pulling him a little bit, weren't you?
But when I got it straight, I think I had 3 drives where it went straight and it was about 60 yards further.
Yeah, but you could say this about anything. Like, if I played my best golf, then I'd be on the tour.
I
don't play best golf.
Hang on, let's just say 3 of those drives, what tee did you use? 2 of them.
He had magic tees.
He had magic tee.
Yeah.
So 2 of them were magic tees and 1 of them was straight. So 1 drive out of 18 that was straight.
Yeah.
8 still straight. Anyway, what would you break?
Well, let's go to Bullis, because Bullis is the controversial one in all this.
I wouldn't break 150.
He wouldn't break 150.
I think you would, though.
From the backs.
I think you're being harsh on
yourself.
yourself.
From the backs, it's nearly 8,000 yards. The greens are solid. It's long. It's undulating. The bunkers are fucking huge.
Not win them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah,
Oh, is
start.
that all I need to do?
Just stay on the fairway.
Right,
you're fine.
I didn't realise that was what you did.
I'll have to follow you in future, mate.
Yeah, just follow me.
Virgin behaviour going in bunkers,
I know,
mate.
yeah. But yeah, when you're standing at 17 and you see it's the par 3 240 yards down the hill, which was probably plays about 210 215, and all you see is it looks a small green from up there.
Yeah.
That looks hard.
Okay, so you're not breaking 150.
I
breaking
think I'd get around 150.
You said 110, didn't you?
I would, yeah. I reckon I'd get around 110.
If he's getting around 110, I'm getting around 150.
Yeah, I
100%.
reckon I'm getting around 110. And shall I tell you why?
If you get round in 110, I'd get round in 130.
I would agree with that. That's why I think you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice.
110, 130,
because
150.
You're pretty straight off the tee, right? You're not straight in life, but,
I was gonna say, just off the tee.
but you're pretty consistent as well, right? So other than around the greens where I think it would eat you alive because that's where you're at your worst.
Yeah, but my putting's better than yours.
Is it though?
You just sat there about 20 minutes ago and went, I'm a shit putter.
Yeah,
did say
but
that.
me at my worst is still better than you at your best. So
Yeah, oh yeah, of course it is, yeah.
So I reckon 110, 130, 150. I reckon
agree.
that's fair.
I think that's fair.
So, anyone from JCB,
Please
watching,
invite us so we can see
invite
it.
us
Make
down.
good content.
Yeah.
Invite us
Mate,
down.
can you imagine if they just give us a fucking invite?
That's
Mate, I'm
class.
good with
Come
that,
down,
mate.
boys. Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look.
When I advertise it today,
A break 150 episode.
Yeah.
when I advertise it today,
yeah.
They might
Good
do.
shout. Yeah.
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 Also, if you're watching, let us know what you think you'd comment around JCB. If you've played JCB, hit us up and let
How
us know
can
how
they
we
play JCB if it's a private golf course?
So
People play it all the time.
Like invitationals
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
I know
Pros.
someone that's been invited and played it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What did they shoot?
I don't know.
Oh.
Friends.
Why don't you message them and find out?
I will do. I'll get him on the pod.
All right, guys, we're just going to go to a quick break and then we'll come back for part 2. All right, guys, welcome back to part 2. So we are down here at LIV JCB. So we've just talked in part 1 a little bit about our general walkabouts yesterday, but let's talk a little bit more about our plan over the 3 days to make sure we see as much as we can. So what did we sort of do on day 1? How did we sort of map our logistics out?
I think day 1 was based around the groups, wasn't it?
Finding our feet yesterday, I felt.
Yeah. So we knew obviously the group we wanted to kind of watch initially was Ram, Hatton, and who was the third one?
It don't matter.
Don't matter, was it? It was just them two, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they started on hole 2, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we went pretty much straight to hole 2 and watched them tee off and then made our way around from there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Who's in the groups today? Does anyone know?
Well, looking
It'll
at
go scoreboard wise, won't it? So,
I'm not
Jared,
sure.
just before we start, so just so you know, we initially sort of
Just while you look, Will.
yeah, I've got it.
we went sort of with a group of golfers for the first couple of holes. So we started on hole 2 with Ram and Hatton. We walked down and watched them do 2.
Yeah.
Then we watched them tee off on 3, didn't we?
Bryson came for after that.
Yeah, so you can sort of do that, or you can sort of fix yourself in a place and just watch all the groups come
Yeah.
through. So yesterday I think we did a lot of walking yesterday, not
Yeah.
enough golf watching.
Yeah, I agree.
So we did I looked last night when we go. I think we'd all done like 20,000 steps.
Yeah.
Whereas when you just play around the golf, you do about 12,000.
But we did
So
say at the
walked
start,
loads.
didn't we? We said that Friday and Saturday will be kind
lay of
of
the land.
get lay of the land,
Yeah.
go around every single hole, and
Yeah.
then Sunday will be the day that we just find that perch and sit down. And I think
Yeah.
we've slightly changed that, haven't we? Because I think, like I said, we did a lot of walking yesterday.
Yeah.
We've gone through pretty much most of the holes. There's a few we haven't seen yet. And we kind of got an idea of where we want to plant ourselves today. And that's the beauty of the shotgun, isn't it? Like you say, you can sit somewhere and you'll see everybody.
Yeah.
Whereas in other formats, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Because like we said, we saw Ram and Hatton on 2. We watched them tee off on 3, and then we saw Bryson come down and finish 2, didn't we? So we didn't see him tee off, but we saw him finish.
Yeah.
And then we watched him tee off on 3,
Yeah.
and we followed him down 3, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then it was quite nice at 3, wasn't it? Because at the bottom there was a bit of a lake and a bit of a green.
Par 5. Yeah.
Par 5, a little bit of an area to sit down as well. Because at that point we was already
Flagging.
our legs were already knackered, weren't they?
Yeah.
So it was like, can we find somewhere to sit down?
Ours were all right. Old man,
Well,
over there.
old man couldn't stand
Old man
in a
Rivers.
statue position, could he?
Old man Rivers was struggling.
Right.
He's stiffening up.
Let us know in the comments, right? But I can't
was trying to defend it.
I can't stand still without my feet hurting.
Are you the same age as Gary Lineker?
I have to be fucking.
Yeah.
I have to be walking about.
You got the groups?
Like I have to sit hang on, it's not just fucking me, because when we sat on the grass for a bit, he started seizing up.
Yeah,
sat down.
he said, I need to get up in stages.
No.
I'm going to start getting up now because I won't get
I
up.
need to get up in stages.
Didn't happen. Don't believe it.
Fucking virgin behaviour.
But yeah, so then we we stayed there for a little while, didn't we? Because we found a nice little perch, and then we kind of started thinking, let's go get a drink and let's have a look about the rest of the course.
Yeah,
where
we
can go.
didn't do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No.
We then jumped to 10.
Yeah, and then did the back, didn't we?
14, 15, 16, 17. So we've got the middle of the course to do today.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
But like you say, the back was great, wasn't it? I actually really enjoyed the back. So was it 13 where we watched Cam Smith putt?
Yep.
And then we walked round to the
Party hall,
which was 14th.
Yep.
And then we went straight to 17th, didn't we? After that, and 17th was honestly looking down from the tee box to where the green is.
Yeah,
the levels are different, aren't they? So different.
So for those of you that don't know JCB, I mean, if you watch Rick Shields, he's played JCB a couple of times. The 17th is the flagship hole at JCB.
Yeah.
It's a par 3. Yesterday it was playing 244 yards par 3, right, to an island green that's massively downhill.
Yeah.
Right, it's so daunting. We watched it from the top grandstand, didn't we? And it's an absolute massive par 3, beautiful but daunting.
Yeah.
And they were making it look pretty effortless yesterday. A lot of them were going long though.
They were going long.
Yeah.
Because we watched Brooks there, didn't we? That was the first one we watched.
Yeah.
And all three of them, so there was Brooks, Patrick Reed, and is it McDowell?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Graham McDowell.
yeah.
Graham
well
McDowell.
remembered.
And all three of them pretty much got it within
10 feet.
10 feet of the pin, didn't they? All really good. And then the group after that,
Yeah.
I can't remember who was in the group after that, but they went
DJ
wild.
came
DJ,
down,
wasn't it?
Justin Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, and they were wild, weren't they?
They
They
were
were
long.
really long.
Yeah, yeah.
Really,
Do you know
really
what's
long.
weird though? And this comes back to levels. So we was talking about this. We was watching them. I think DJ and that were maybe hitting 5 irons. Someone was hitting a 4 hybrid. I think
Perez.
Pat Perez hit a hybrid 4 hybrid. It'll have been probably.
Yeah.
We was saying full 3 wood for us. It would have been a full 3 wood for us, wouldn't it? To get to
210
the middle.
215,
Yeah.
I was worried that if I hit that though, it'd just be to hang in the air and just drop in because it was so low.
Yeah.
If you got any height on it, it would just get stuck in the air.
See, I think on that hole you would have to pick up. I don't think you would ever hit the green ever.
Do you not think?
No, him.
Oh, right.
I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would, but
Yeah.
it'd take me a fair few shots.
Yeah.
Like how I'd have to. I think I'd get it in 10,
Yeah.
but it would.
What would be your club though? Because I would argue that your 3 wood be too long.
Yeah,
5 iron.
5 iron from 244.
It would.
probably would be. Yeah,
200. Right. 244 yard 5 iron.
I think I'd have to
Fuck off. Get in the bin.
because I ain't got any other club.
No, but when you
It'd
think,
have
when
to
you
be
think
3
about it,
crossover.
that's to the middle of the green as well.
Yeah, I know.
So
What was it? 210 to the front?
Yeah, but then the front bunker is probably only 180.
I just don't think he's got a club to get there because 5 iron would
Potentially
not get
not.
there. But his 3 would potentially be too long if you're connected.
You got a hybrid, don't you?
I have, but I'm shit with
He
that.
hits it, doesn't he?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm shit with that.
I wouldn't
What
get
about
it
the
anywhere. I put as much as you say it's long. I probably would go with 3 wood still, and just hope that I kept it on.
Just to kind of wrap this up, I've got the groups up.
All right, so
Before we go
is this
too long.
for as we're moving to today?
Yeah, let's have a look
Yeah.
let's have a look forward for today.
So the first starting on hole 1's only really John Rahm. Then there's a couple of decent groups: Oosthuizen, Cam Smith, Tyrrell Hatton starting on 2.
that's a good group.
That's a good group.
Casey, Koepka, and McDowell starting on 3.
Not bad.
Decent. So they've not gone with a leaderboard then, have they?
Yeah,
Is it?
they've
that's
mixed
in-
it up.
that's-
Have they?
Yeah.
Because
Start-
Bryson, wasn't he like joint 48 or something like that?
Yeah, he finished +2.
Yeah.
48 out of 54 players.
They've really mixed it up because on hole 4 you've got people who are on -4. On hole 18 you've got people who are on -3.
Yeah, so they've mixed the shotguns up.
Oh,
So
really?
you've got
Yeah.
starting on 18 Garcia, Taylor Gooch, and Bearmister.
So it's not necessarily in the leaderboard that we thought it was.
I
though.
think
no.
tomorrow they will go
Yeah, yeah.
leaderboard from starting on 1.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
leaders start on 1 in the hope that they're coming down 18.
Yeah.
So last year at Centurion, the Cam Smith was coming down 18 as the leader, so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who won it, Centurion, by the
Cam.
way? Did he win it?
Cam Smith.
Yeah, boy.
On 13 you have got Bryson, Martin Keimer, and Lee Westwood.
Oh, that's you. So everyone watching, Chris looks like Lee Westwood.
Fucking
He's a
nothing like Lee
doppelganger.
Westwood. I look more like Brooks Koepka.
You're the same build.
You look like Conor McGregor of Wish.
Yeah, yesterday he dressed like Conor McGregor. It's like his fancy dress yesterday.
All right, I'm interested in this, right? So rather than listen to you read out 18 groups, why did I look like Conor McGregor?
Because you're similar height to him. You're quite small.
Right.
You walk like him.
You're Irish. You're Irish.
Yeah. You had your arms swaying. You had a fucking Rolex on, all flashy.
You look like it was on Arsenal TV.
You had your t-shirt tucked into your shorts, like all the Irish people do.
What? Do you not tuck your stuff in?
No.
Oh, you're at the age, boys, where you need to tuck.
No.
Was you tucked?
What did I say? Yeah, I tucked.
Why would you tuck it? I don't get it. So like,
you've got to tuck, mate. You're old.
When you see any Irish gangsters and all that, like they all tuck stuff in. That's why Conor McGregor does.
You've got to tuck, mate. And you're at the age now where you look like a pudding. So you've got to tuck.
Get a size bigger in your t-shirt so it flops over.
Yeah,
like
you've got the body shape of a weeble, so you have to give yourself like form. You have to give yourself a body shape by tucking. Everyone has to do it. It's middle age. Listen, who else tucks?
No.
You tuck your dick between your legs.
You say middle age. I'm about 10 years younger than you at the minute. I've still got a few years left to tuck, I think.
Hang on, you're about 10 years younger. But didn't you say you were doing a park run this morning?
Yeah, well, I was going to.
Why are you doing it?
Because you wouldn't give me a fucking lift, you tight fuck.
Why else wouldn't you do it?
I didn't bring my trainers.
Why else wouldn't you do it?
My neck hurts.
This is the longest list ever.
Any more excuses?
I woke up with a stiff neck, didn't I?
Yeah. I woke up with something stiff. I was in Bullis's bed.
Yeah, but dead body.
So we're just to wrap this pod up, we're staying in an Airbnb for a couple of nights. It's actually decent. We're about 20 minutes from the ground.
Yeah.
So we're not paying extortionate hotel prices at real close to JCB, and it's just a nice
Traffic
little steady.
was decent, wasn't it? Last night we was
two-bed house.
Pretty much out, weren't we?
Yeah.
So if people are interested in doing it next year and they've never done it before, really, you're looking at 75 quid each for 3 days worth of tickets. You're looking at
100 quid.
100 quid each for a B&B.
Yeah.
40 quid parking.
Yeah, 40 quid parking. So really, split between 3, you're looking at maybe, it's going to be an 150 quid weekend for 3 days of golf, including food.
Yeah.
So really, you can't really go wrong. It's an absolute bargain. Considering
Definitely recommend it.
The ballot for the Open, it was like 160 quid a day just for the ticket.
I've gone in the ballot. Have you entered?
I went in for last year and we didn't get drawn out. I ain't done it for Port Rush.
I've done it this year.
Have you?
Just for on the off chance. But
it was even 80 quid for to go watch a practice round at the Open.
Mental, isn't it?
That is crazy. Yeah, so before we wrap up, boys, what's your hopes for day 2? What we're hoping to see, feel, hear?
A hole in one.
Was there a hole in one? Because we was fucking about in the fan zone. He'd gone to get a beer, right?
And left me.
And there was
left me.
And more fucking it erupted somewhere on 9, I think. And 9's a par 3.
Right. Let's clear this up. Listeners, viewers, watchers, subscribers. If someone says to you, "We'll wait here for your mate," generally that means they'll stand in the same position that you walk away from. Does it not? Yes, it does. So, when these two fuckwits walk away and I'm walking around looking for them in the middle of 15,000 people, we've got one Conor McGregor Make-A-Wish kid and Ruud van Nistelrooy. What the fuck?
Do you know what's funny about this, though? We couldn't get a signal, could we, to call him?
There's no signal.
There's no signal. No signal at all. And finally, Chris got our signal, rang him, got through to him. Me and Chris are both stood in the queue to do the chipping thing. Chris is like, yeah, mate, we're just near the chipping thing. Yeah, we're just near there. And then he put the phone down and went, we're near it because we're in the fucking queue.
Christian was like, we're not near it, mate. We're literally queuing to play it. I was like, oh, yeah, but he might have been more pissed off if he just thought we fucked him off to play a putting game.
Yeah.
So I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Also, just before we wrap up, when someone shouts, "Christian, get bullish one as well," and he walks back with no drink.
Do you know what? He claims he didn't hear him right, but he fucking turned his head when I shouted at him to get bullish a drink.
That's because I had a bad neck, mate. I was just trying to...
Yeah.
Because you're a tight ass.
Also,
I am tight,
what I'll say is, and the lads out there will respect this, right, is we ain't come to live as loads of couples, right? Lads' rules are, if you want to do something, just fuck off and go do it and leave your mates.
Yeah.
Like, this is just standard man rules, innit?
Yeah, because I'm quite tall. I often lift you, didn't I? So I can go get a better perch to look at something.
Yeah, exactly, So
you just do it, don't
you?
And
I think that's a problem I've got, because I'm relatively small. When you're following the popular groups...
Very small.
The queues of spectators is like 4 deep. Well, I'm fucked following the popular groups.
And you offered to sit on my shoulders, and I said, "No, I can't carry you."
I didn't want to sit. I don't want to rest my ball bag on your neck.
When you say relatively small, you're below average, aren't you, for a man?
Yeah, because I think the average is 5'9" for a UK male, and I am 5'1". I'm not really, I'm 5'7".
Anyway, before this descends into chaos, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. So
let's go.
Stay tuned because we'll put some live footage into this episode, but also we're about to head off to day 2, and we'll do a bit of a recap of day 2. We won't do a recap of the whole thing because we'll get kicked out of the Airbnb too early to do a recap of day 3. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you for day 2 of the live special.
Ciao.
Peace.